Hey ladies and gentlemen, how you guys been doing? It's your boy Zini here and welcome. Welcome to week 5 as we're about to face Phoenix Sunfloras. Now I have to say something before we start with this video. I want to apologize for what I'm about to say may actually piss some people off. It's regarding my pokes here. I have not modified EVs whatsoever, and I have my reasons, which I'm gonna go right into them right now. For one, we have a person that help us out in the league format. This guy gens the Pokemon that we need, the EV spreads, all the things that we need. But from what happened last time in the previous battle, I've decided that I can't do this anymore. I actually, I feel like I wasted his time. So basically what I've decided this time around is to just go in here completely blinded. No EVs modified, because this Pokemon actually EVs already kind of make sense on top of it all. But I think, from what happened last time, I kind of think that I've overdone myself. And for what it was worth, it wasn't worth much. So, it's not like I played bad. I made my one mistake, but then I got completely humiliated by a goddamn cupcake-looking Pokemon. So, don't wanna go into that same situation again and think that I wasted, a person's time, by such a performance that was the previous week's battle. Anyways, where should I start? Where I'm gonna start with opponent's team. We got Mega Lati, what is it, Latios, or is it Latias? No, it's Latios, Clefable, Jirachi, Suicune, Nidoqueen, Snorlax, Tornadus, Poliwrath, and Lucario. Very, very potently dangerous against Mega Diancie, which I actually will bring. Let me go to Mega Diancie's reach right here, ladies and gentlemen. We got Mega Diancie, which you may think, why? I mean, he's got Nidoqueen. If it's Scarf, he will outspeed, Earth Power, Suicune, super effective, Scalds for days, especially with Calm Mind. Jirachi Steel, Clefable, generally speaking, if it's like a special defensive one, that can be a problem. And, not really a problem, but it can still, I guess it can do much, because I got the magic, the whole bouncing back the statuses. But he's got Mega Latios, which I can speed, tier, but if he goes for the Calm Mind, that can be a problem. And Lucario, which again, Bullet Punch pretty much decimates my life. Not to mention, I guess Poliwrath is okay, but then again, Poliwrath, I think it's it's actually weak to the likes of Moonblast. So I don't plan to see Poliwrath being used in this battle. I plan to see Suicune being used, I plan to see Jirachi being used, I plan to see Clefable being used, I plan to see Mega Latios being used. Mega must be used because it's too good. Nidoqueen also. Tornadoes, I don't believe. I got my own Tornadoes. Lucario, yeah. And Snorlax, most definitely. I got Rotom there, and Snorlax mostly. I think that the one Pokemon that I don't expect is Poliwrath. For the others, they can definitely come. While that is much more Pokemon that I can handle, I still think that those are the possibilities here. The biggest possibilities: Mega Latios, Clefable, Jirachi, Suicune, Nidoqueen, and Snorlax. Or Lucario somewhere for the others. But I don't think he's not going to use his Mega. Still, with those Pokemon in reach, let's go right into our today's Pokemon, what I prepared for him and whatnot. So we got Diancie here. We got things like Moonblast, Protect basically for Scout. Not to mention, if he's got Nidoqueen that is Scarf, I can Scout that as well. If he goes for the move that maybe my typing, my team synergy can work well against him. If he's going for Earthquake, then basically I got Levitators like Rotom as well as Hydreigon. And if he's Scarf, that is. If he's not Scarf, well, we still got that Psyshock here, which is going to hit him on the physical side. I don't plan to see Mega Diancie doing, general work, because his team is really well prepared for it. Just looking at his draft here, it can really go easily against the Mega Diancie, especially with Lucario and Scarf Jirachi. But I think it can still push through. We got still Suicune there to consider, and with the right moves, the right calls, this Pokemon can still pack an absolute hole. So it's basically max speed. Don't want to be risking too much speed. Tie with the likes of Mega Latios is reason enough, and that is more than plenty. The movesets, Diamond Storm. I guess Diamond Storm, the best is for Snorlax. If it's like running Assault Vest, especially, I want to hit it on the physical side. Psyshock could hit it, but we need some stab and, you know, raise defense and whatnot. That could also come in handy. So Big Yancy, very risky against his team, but it could work. Next one, Grand Ka. Now this is a bit of a struggle here. As you guys can see, the speed is, I should have put one more speed, but again, as I said, you know, I don't want to be overdoing it. The speed is enough to speed tie with the likes of Jolly or Timid, Jirachi, whichever he decides to pick. I guess I should go one more, you know, point in there, but it's fine as it is. All else is invested into HP as well as special attack, as you guys can see. We got some mixed spreads here, so I guess to a certain extent this is kind of bulky, so this could actually come in handy to a certain extent at least. We got leftovers to kind of extend our bulk. We got Taunt to kind of go against Clefable one-on-one to a certain extent if he doesn't have Flamethrower, which I don't think he will like truly put Flamethrower into the reach of hands, because I actually put Tauros outside of my draft, my bench draft, and replace it with Ninetales. So Ninetales, the drought user, has gone down to my bench, which means it cannot be used, while Tauros is outside of my bench. But the thing is, I will not bring Tauros to this battle. Yeah, I know I'm crazy, but anyways, Hyper Beam for that cool points. Yeah, basically Hyper Beam 5 PPs, but I'm gonna maximize that. We got Taunt, as I mentioned before, and Glare there, because Glare cannot even be immune by the likes of ground, like Nidoqueen and so forth. I think that can be very useful, because you see, Yellow Magic is incredible, I heard, and if you got Leaf Storm +2 and having some Yellow Magic support, Taunt to stop Clefable from Wish Passing, and Unaware can stop me. But if I can taunt it, then even Unaware can become a problem, because you have to attack me with Moonblast left and right, and I can take advantage of that and whatnot. So basically this is our superior looking at this team. Suicune's setup can be tremendous. Snorlax can stop it, which is a problem. Lucario can be an issue because I got Hidden Power Ground, but that's okay. I think that I can handle Lucario some other way. We're just gonna find some other kinds of trickery. We got Father Jake here, ladies and gentlemen, another Yellow Magic user. Thunderwave, Draco Meteor, Dark Pulse, Flash Gun. Again, as I mentioned, all the PPs that you're seeing here are going to be maximized. These are the things that I've changed. Dark Pulse for the likes of Jirachi, Flash Gun for the likes of Clefable, Draco Meteor, all the things outside of Clefable, and Thundering Waving, all the things outside of Nidoqueen, basically. It's pretty self-explanatory. Thunderwave, and I got, you know, Icicle Clash and Weavile and so forth, so that can be like a Paraflint, something of that sort. Now, I will not apologize if I get it, because if I'm using Yellow Magic, then basically I will praise the hacks. That is why we use it. People say they use it to slow things down. They paralyze Slowbro and they say they use it for slowing things down. Shut up! You use it to fucking expect hacks to happen. And if it doesn't happen, you start complaining. It's so cool when you see people actually say that, oh, now I use Thunderwave on Slowbro because I want to cut his speed, which is already non-existing. But, you know, want to avoid trying to sound like a dick using freaking hacks. No, Thunderwave is meant to be used for that hacks as well as slowing speed down, so stop lying. But yeah, Hydreigon again. Lucario, I mean, I guess Lucario can be an issue, but I can T-Wave it. You know, the thing is with this too, Lucario kind of walls it, but you see, Lucario isn't the bulkiest Pokemon around, so I don't really care about Lucario's typing, generally speaking. Justified could be an issue here, but I'm not gonna be, you know, Draco is still gonna do a shit ton of damage, and I'm just gonna go with this. Habamberry means we take Dragon moves a little bit better, super effective Dragon move for one turn, we can take it, which means we can take on Mega Latios, and maybe something else with Dragon, which I actually don't expect anything else to have Dragon, yeah. But that is our Hydreigon, basically. Just a second, yeah, we got this fucking program going on here. Right, we're back. What do we got? Weavile. Now, I will be honest, last time I haven't used Weavile. Like, it's week 5 and I've only used Weavile once. Now, when I did use Weavile, I won that battle. So I decided to use the Weavile again. Focus Sash, no brainer. Ice Shard, knockoff, Icicle Clash, and Sword Dance. I was debating whether or not I should go with you know, low kick against Snorlax, or generally a pursuit for Mega Latios, but then I decided, you know, I just go Sword Dance, knockoff, Icicle, just a straight standard Weavile, max speed, no playing around. Maybe even in case like there is an Adamant or a Modest Nidoqueen, I think the max speed can even outspeed those if they're Scarf, and basically go from here. It's very important to have this Pokemon late game, and I think that I should have used this as a no-brainer, even if teams are prepared for it, which his team definitely is. Looking at his team, he's got Clefable, Jirachi is not really, but if it's Scarf, it can definitely handle me. Suicune can definitely handle. Scarf, Nidoqueen can also handle. If it's Life Orb, it's a different story. It's either Life Orb or Scarf nowadays. It can put up some Toxic Spikes, but I got that Tentacruel there. And Snorlax, yeah, Snorlax can be an issue, especially if it's like defensive one. Lucario, definitely an issue towards us. And even Poliwrath. Poliwrath especially. Actually thinking about it, Poliwrath is probably the best switch against the likes of this. Which is funny, but it's actually true. Poliwrath defensive could, with Circle Throw, damn, that could be a huge issue if he's got like Toxic Spikes and whatnot. But I don't think he's gonna use Poliwrath. Then again, his team is really well prepared against against Weavile. So I would think that he will not be scared of Night Raven as it is. But it's a no-brainer. Late game, let's go. Even after his team being ready, I think that Weavile is one of those. He is a top tier threat. Like, let's be honest, in the League format, Weavile is considered one of the best Pokemon in the League format. Dark Ice is up there, right there, comparing with the Ground Ice Mamoswine. It is incredible. Where this one even shines more is Knockoff and incredible speed. Knockoff is a no-brainer, thinking about it, because you basically get rid of the item. Even Walls don't like to switch in because they don't want to get their item stolen. To be honest, I think Knockoff in general is a broken move. It's up there with Scald. If it's not even, no, it's not better, but it's definitely a broken move. It's too strong. It's too strong for what it does on top of it all. I think they should have nerfed this, but to at least 70. No, it's not freaking 95. That's fucking ridiculous. Anyways, we got Rotom. I think, Rotom. Basically, standard stuff with Rotom. No-brainer, Trick, Thunderbolt, Choice Scarf to its speed. The likes of Mega Latias and Jirachi, if it's not Scarf, himself. Then again, if it's Scarf, he can also run speed, and he will speed me anyway, so I want to have as much power as I can. Snorlax can be an issue, but that's okay. Volt Switch, if he's got Snorlax, Nidoqueen, that can be an issue, but we can try to trick at least, not really Nidoqueen if it's Scarf, but, we're going to see how we're going to play that game. I can chat about the switch. Nidoqueen doesn't like to take damage if it's actually invested into speed and special attack or attack. But looking at his team, he's got Tornadus as well. I think that Rotom can be potent if it's got Scarf and Modest on it. Lucario as well. Lucario especially. Mute the likes of Extreme Speed, a Resistant Bullet Punch. This thing can definitely work. Basically meant for Lucario, if anything. But yeah, that is Rotom for us, ladies and gentlemen. Then we got a Pokemon that I've traded in. I've used this Pokemon in the previous week. I haven't really explained, but Metagross has been traded in for the likes of Cobalion. Look, Cobalion is one of those Pokemon that is outstanding. He's got incredible speed. It's got enough speed to outspeed Jolly Lucario. And again, as I said, I didn't even modify its EVs, but this actually makes sense. This Pokemon actually makes the most sense. We got Iron Head, Close Combat, Sword Dance. Sword Dance basically to put in the pressure. We got Choppa Bear to take on ground type moves for the likes of Nidoqueen and retaliate with a powerful +2 Iron Head. We can even potentially flinch it if it's not Scarf. Close combat, Steel and Fighting is actually a very good coverage to at least to a certain extent in standard format. In this league format especially. So I think this would actually work out quite well. Substitute to avoid some statuses, but I don't see his Pokemon really putting in the status. One Pokemon that does put it in status, like a Fable, does have Moonblast, which basically breaks my sub. But looking at it now, looking at it more, plus a weak to the likes of Ironhead, looking at it more, I think that if I got some yellow magic, then a potential sub Sword and set may actually be what can make a Bell turn the tables around and go from there. But this is basically our justified, our Cobalion basically. It's a Pokemon that I think that I will try to use mid game. But Weavile late game, this is gonna be pretty much early game, and Rotom as well. Rotom is one of those very, very early pokes if you want to like scout and so forth. But looking at it now, I think this will do. I think this will do. Now I will need to explain. You have to know something about me. Ever since 2008, ever since 2009, if you ask people that watched me back then, that don't watch me more, now that they used to. You need to understand that I used to be incredible using, well, not incredible, I'm not going to be trying to brag about this, but I used to be better player using things out of the blue. I play the best when I have not prepared myself, which is a weird statement to make because League is all about preparing yourself, making sense. And this team, EVs not modified, don't really make sense. But as I said before, what happened last week, I want to go into this battle completely blindfolded. I want to go in because I think that my focus becomes increasing. Well, I cannot seem to speak, but I think that I play better when my team is like over the top, weird ass, hyper beam, superior with taunt and glare and leaf storm. People would say that's dumb, and I agree, but for some forsaken reason, sometimes the weird stuff are the things that work, and sometimes the standard stuff are the stuff that don't work. Sometimes, of course, they do, like Weavile, for example. You don't fuck with Weavile with standard stuff, and honestly, don't go gimmicky with Weavile. Outside of maybe counter sash, but really, you just don't. And looking at it now, especially, I think that if I want to have a chance, I want to just have this mentality of calm yourself down, let the thing flow as it goes, and just try to do your best. Because you see, in the previous week, I've overthinked. I freaking prepared Pokemons like right speed creep, everything was right, and then one mistake cost me everything, and everything was collapsing. This time, I'm putting that aside. I'm putting this team building, analyzation, overthinking aside. I'm gonna put my time to focus, to calm my nerves, go into this battle expecting to get destroyed or destroy. Just one of those two, just being there, one of those two, like middle ground, and just waiting, basically. So, yeah, that is that is our little team going on there, ladies and gentlemen. This battle, wow, this battle is going to be important because this is week 5, and if we lose this, I don't see myself ever having a chance to go into the playoffs. I actually have to win, and I have to win with a good score, which is most likely not going to happen. And I looking at his team, it's going to be a struggle. You see, Mega DNC, I don't think he will expect it because he got Lucario and Jirachi. And looking at it, Lucario and Jirachi, both of them could even ask Weavile to not come. But I'm going to decide to use these two Pokemon. For the risk that is, it's a high reward. Funnily enough, this is also something I realize, but the Pokemon that tends to be the weakest link to a certain team league, that people that use, and they're like, oh no, I cannot use this Pokemon, it's too much weaknesses around him. For some reason, that Pokemon is actually, it could have been good if it was used, but it wasn't. So, yeah, I also realized this after watching some people, especially from my experience, that some of the Pokemon can still work really well, even against teams that generally can decimate him. Like freaking 9 out of 10 Pokemon can decimate it, but somehow this Pokemon still pulls through. How does he do it? No one knows. It's probably because they didn't expect him. But at the same time, you can think what Pokemon will do on top of your head. You have to look into the battle itself. Sometimes things on paper can seem efficient, but sometimes the Pokemon that may not seem efficient may be actually not on that paper, but they will be incredible in that battle. But because they were not on that paper, they were never in that battle. Yeah. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching, and see you Friday with the battle. Take care, everybody. Peace.